Hello everyone, Luxury Leaks here. I am now back for today so I can analyze one of the older episodes of Life of Luxury, since we're still on the wait for new leaks and the episode itself. So today, we'll be analyzing his imaginary friend comes to life at night. We'll be going over of what happens in the episode and see what the imaginary friend seemed to be doing. But before I start the video, don't forget to like and subscribe with post notifications so you won't miss out news on Life of Luxury and Luxury Dark, such as news, analysis, leaks, theories, etc. Anyways, here we go. In this episode, Parker and Chester investigate a case involving a young boy named Caleb, who has developed an imaginary friend following the tragic death of his brother. His mother, Barbara, reports that Caleb's behavior has become increasingly erratic and violent, including collecting girls' hair and engaging in aggressive outbursts. Upon arriving at the house, Parker and Chester observe Caleb, who unexpectedly vomits a black substance onto Parker. They then set up cameras to monitor Caleb's activities during the night. Through the footage, they witness Caleb interacting with his imaginary friend, which remains unseen to the naked eye but is captured on camera. As the night progresses, the imaginary friend becomes more aggressive, culminating in it consuming Caleb. Parker and Chester investigate further, discovering a drawing of a boy in bed with something lurking beneath it, in a disturbing scene where Chester is pushed against a wall by an unseen force. Using night vision, Parker captures footage of a monstrous figure, which leads them to Barbara's room, where the imaginary friend is seen attacking her. The episode concludes with Parker and Chester fleeing the house, leaving the fate of Caleb and Barbara uncertain. In the aftermath, Chester appears to have no recollection of the events, and they have not heard from the family since. One of the most disturbing elements in this episode is the use of Caleb's drawings. They're not just harmless scribbles, they foreshadow what's happening in the house. The sketch of a boy in bed with something lurking beneath him mirrors the exact nightmare that unfolds later, almost as if his imagination was documenting the creature's existence before it became real. Then there's the black vomit. This detail is consistent with other Life of Luxury episodes, where black liquid is often linked to transformation or possession. In Caleb's case, it seems to represent the imaginary friend physically taking hold of him, pushing past the boundary of imagination and into the real world. The creature's visibility only through night vision is another chilling choice. To the human eye, it's invisible, but to the cameras, it's there. This plays on our fear of the unseen, and makes us question how much of the threat is psychological versus tangible. The idea that something could be right in front of us, but undetectable, makes it far scarier. And then we have Chester's attack. The creature violently throws him against the wall, but later, Chester doesn't remember anything about what happened. This is terrifying in its own way. It suggests the monster doesn't just harm physically, but can also erase or corrupt memory. That leaves the audience wondering how many other attacks or encounters might have already happened, with no one left to recall them. By combining drawings that come true, physical corruption like the black vomit, selective visibility through night vision, and even memory loss, this episode layers its horror. It doesn't just scare us with the monster, it builds a world where imagination, reality, and memory collapse into one nightmare. The details in this episode don't feel random, they actually tie back to recurring elements we've seen across other Life of Luxury stories. The black vomit, for example, isn't unique to Caleb. In multiple episodes, characters have expelled or been consumed by a similar black substance. Many fans believe this black liquid is at the core of the monster's transformations, possibly the result of a parasitic infection or a cult experimenting with human bodies. The imaginary friend itself could be another product of that same force. Instead of starting as a physical monster, it begins as a concept, a manifestation of grief and loneliness, but the black goo gives it a body. That would explain why it was only visible on night vision. It hadn't fully crossed over yet, existing halfway between imagination and reality. Whether you see this episode as a standalone tragedy or another piece of the bigger Life of Luxury puzzle, the lore and theories point to the same chilling conclusion: the monsters in this universe don't just prey on the body, they prey on the mind, twisting imagination, memory, and reality until there's nothing left of the person at all. The imaginary friend represents grief made real, a child's way of coping that turns against him. Childhood innocence is twisted into horror, showing how even comfort can become dangerous. The black vomit symbolizes corruption, grief poisoning the body and mind, Chester's memory loss reflects how trauma can erase, distort, or bury what really happened. Overall, the theme is simple but terrifying. Our minds can create monsters more dangerous than anything outside. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, with post notifications, so you won't miss out news on Life of Luxury and Luxury Dark, such as news, analysis, leaks, theories, etc. I'll be going now. See you in my next video. Luxury Leaks out.